Hello everyone, how you doing? I welcome you to my video on Quotex. That's binary options, how you can trade binary options either as a beginner or as a current trader. All right, so I'm going to put you through step by step what I use, what I do when I want to trade binary, and how I've been able to consistently do an average of 70 to 75% averagely profit in binary trading. All right. So first of all, if you are new here, I'm going to show you how you can set up your account and how you can also fund your account and the options that are available for you to fund your account. All right. So um, I'll be starting it from the scratch. That's why I'm using a private browser, all right, so that I can start it from the scratch, from the process of opening an account down to the process of you picking trades and you making your deposit and even you using the demo account and all of those things, all right. So let's start by entering the URL that I shared with you. This URL is has been posted to the um the comment section of this video so that you can um, follow through and also get started. All right. So the first thing here you do is you sign up. Okay. So you sign up right here. You enter your email, you create a password, and you choose your currency that you're going to be using for trading. All right. So let's take it step by step like that. So first of all, you enter your email. I'm using one of my emails because my normal email is currently being used for my Codex, of course. So this is another email of mine. All right, so let's enter the password. All right, so let's make sure you choose USD for your currency. Then you confirm that to sign up, and you're good to go. After that, you're good to go. So you can either go on automatically, a demo account is open for you, or you can just decide to fund your account. So let us move on to see how you can fund your account so that you can see the options available. And I'm going to tell you the one I use and why I use them. Now, you need to also understand something that for Quotex, they are not really bent on you verifying your account. Now, if you don't have the necessary document to verify your account, the necessary document to verify your account is either your driver's license or your international passport or your voter's card or your national ID card. All right. So if you don't have any of those things, if you have any of those ones, just go ahead and verify your account. Okay. If you don't have any of those ones, you can just keep on trading. You'll be able to deposit, you'll be able to withdraw. All right. So you can still use all of those things. All right. So especially if you don't want to verify accounts, I would advise you stick to cryptocurrencies as your model of depositing and withdrawing. Now, I've never tried the bank cards, but of course, it might take time, all right? And I've never tried this e-payments, all right? But I've been using cryptocurrency for both my depositing and withdrawing, all right? So you can go ahead and choose either you want Bitcoin or you want Ethereum or Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin or any cryptocurrency you want. I use USD Theta because it's a stable coin, so I can easily use it to make deposit and all of those things. Okay, so once I choose USD Theta, I can choose my amount. The minimum you can deposit is $10. That's why I've been emphasizing on $10 all this while, but that's the minimum you can deposit. All right, so once you choose USD Theta, you choose your amount you want to deposit here. You go on to choose deposit. If you want their bonus, you can choose the bonus. It's optional for you. If you want it, you can choose it. If you don't want it, you can just let it go. All right. So you choose the amount you want to fund. Then you move on to deposit. All right. So it will redirect you to a page where you would choose your crypto network. All right. I don't know why the network is um, not going through. All right. So it will take you back to um, a payment page. It will direct you to a payment page where you can choose your transport protocol. All right. So if you choose Ethereum, Ethereum always comes with a high transactional fee. But if you choose Tron, Tron always comes with a lower transactional fee. Tron transaction fee is just $1. All right. So Tron transaction fee is just $1. All right. So this is it. So you just copy the address right here. Then if you have a cryptocurrency wallet, just this is the address you would send it to. And if you are using Binance, you would need to indicate that you are using the TRC network. All right. So you're using TRC protocol, TRC20. That's what you indicate on your Binance if you're using Binance. All right. So I don't know. I use Binance, so I don't know if other cryptocurrency wallets have this, but this is the address you would need to send the cryptocurrency to. So you can use that to fund your account. So after you've done that, you can just come and click you have paid. So after clicking you have paid, it will take some minutes, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes thereabout, and then you would see the money right here on your all right, let's go back. All right, you'll see the money right here on your live account right here. You see the money right here. Instead of the $0.00, you will see the amount you sent displaying right here. Okay. So since we don't have this, since this is a testing account that we're using to learn, and we want to pick up some lessons, let us just go straight to demo account and let's do one or two things on a demo account and see how we can get started. So the first time you are opening, this is what you have, this is what you get. And I need to say something that in case your display is not like this, probably it is like this. Relax, just come down to this level here and change it to candles. All right. So once you change the candles, you have this and you're good to go. Now, this these are the menu bar, and these are part of the menu bar. This is for if you want to draw, maybe you want to draw your support resistance on the chart and all of those things. This is where you choose your chart time frame. So you can choose to make the chart 5 minutes, you can choose to make the chart 5 seconds, whatever works for you. But I'm going to be putting us through the one I use and the one I would recommend you use. And this is where you choose your indicators, all right? So we're going to get to all of those ones. This is the timing for each of your trade. So I use 2 minutes. So I'm just going to choose 2 minutes. And this is where you choose investment. You can switch this to 10% of your capital. So you just make sure that you are risking just 10% of your capital on all trades that you pick. All right. So what do we now do next? Now, what we do next is simple. I'm going to be sharing with you absolutely all the strategies, and you'll be shocked how simple they are. Now, you're going to be needing some set of indicators. I'm going to show you how you can use those indicators separately, and I'm going to show you how you can also combine those indicators together. Now, you don't need to start racking your head around how candlestick works, because this is not deep forex training. This is just binary options, and binary options is more of you are able to pick a market when it is either going up or when it is coming down for a specific period of time. So let's say we are using a 2 minutes time frame here. So we say that, okay, this particular candle that is currently forming, we keep coming down for the next 2 minutes. So if it says it's going to keep coming down for the next 2 minutes, and you click on down right here, so down means you are selling, and you click on down. If it keeps going down for that next 2 minutes, that means you are correct and you are in profit, you are in the money, and then you have made your profit for that particular trade. All right. So you don't come on binary and just look at what is going on and decide to either buy or sell. That is gambling. No, that is why I'm going to be showing you some indicators that once you apply them, you are able to judge with adequate information whether you should buy for the next 2 minutes or whether you should sell for the next 2 minutes. All right. So you don't just look at the market and say that, oh, because this one is going down, let me just sell. And that is not how it works. That is purely gambling. We are not here to gamble. We are here to trade and to make money professionally. All right. So you're going to need a couple of indicators. All right. So let me also mention that you can simply download the app of Quotex on your phone, and you can trade from your phone as well. But if you have a laptop, you can have a better view on a laptop. But if you don't have a laptop, you can practice very well on your phone, get familiar with how the phone interface works. And it all follows the same principle, just that the screen is smaller than on a computer. All right, so I said you're going to need a couple of indicators, right? So let us put those indicators there. And the first indicator you will need to put is the Keltner channel. The Keltner channel. So this is the Keltner channel. You can leave it like this. Some people will tell you to use a multiplier of 2. And some will tell you to use a multiplier of 1. Now, I have tried both multipliers. And in my opinion, I will still stick to the multiplier of 1. Because there are times that if you choose a multiplier of 2 now, I will show you, I will explain why and how this works later on. So let's stick to multiplier of 1. So that means once you choose your Keltner channel, you don't touch anything about it. Now, for me, I always like changing the color to make it interesting for myself. And so I like making the middle line thicker because the middle line is an EMA 20 line. So I like it to be thick. And so I give it that color. I give this one green. Okay, let me give you that green also. And this one green also. And the background, let's give it this. So I like this bright color and it's all fine and beautiful. You think? All right. So now that we have added our Keltner channel, that is not all. You need to add your stochastics oscillator. Now, you only change this overbought level to 80 and you change the oversold level to 20. And that is all you are editing on that. So you can expand it to make it look bigger. All right. So now let me first of all explain how you use this one alone before I go to the other set of indicator. Now for Keltner channel helps you to indicate when the market is overbought and when it is oversold. For example, this is the upper channel, right? This is the lower channel, and this is the middle line. Now, when a candle, when the candlestick is outside, above, when it is way above the Keltner channel, above the upper line, it is approaching the overbought level. In fact, it is at overbought level, which is confirmed with the stochastics. You can see that right here. So this is the red line of stochastic indicating that anything above this red line is an overbought market. And anything above this blue line is an oversold market. So this is indicating that once the market is outside this channel, and it is above 80% on stochastics, it is an overbought market. So you should be looking for where to sell and when to sell. Now, the same thing for when it is below the Keltner channel, it is an oversold market, and you're looking for when to buy and how to buy. All right. So I know people who use this alone to trade and they are making good money every day because it requires a lot of discipline and a lot of patience and a lot of consistency to be able to know that, okay, I'm going to stick to this and I'm going to use this alone. However, now I've said 2 things now. If the market is oversold, you're looking to buy, right? Look at this, for example, the moment it's oversold down to this level, the moment it's oversold down to this level, the next candle went straight up and bought. So if you had bought right here, you would have made your money cool and pure. Same thing here, same thing here, same thing here. Right. So if you are able to discipline yourself and stick to what I'm teaching you, you will definitely make money, even if you decide to use this strategy alone without any other strategy. Even if you decide to use this strategy alone without any other strategy, you are good to go. All right. So, and you should also know that the market moves in trend. As you can see, this is an uptrend. And right here, we have a downtrend. All right. So I was hoping that I would enter this trade. So if I see it move a little bit up, okay, I'm going to sell in on this for 2 minutes. We are selling this for 2 minutes. I entered too early. All right. I entered early. So let's see how that would go. Now, why am I entering that trade? It is overbought here, and it is also overbought here. So I'm expecting a sell back inside the channel, or at least a sell back to move out of this overbought level. And like I said, this is an uptrend, right? So there's something you also need to look out for before you decide to enter a trade. Now, look at this particular stochastics for this current trade we picked. Now, did you notice that the green line and the red line is already crossing over? Although because of the way it is moving now, it has gone back, it has negated the crossing over. But if this eventually comes down, which I expect it to, you will notice that the green and the red line are crossing over, indicating that the market is about to sell. right? Now, in a case like this, I can enter another one because this was a very early trade. I entered this trade way too early. So it's possible for us to see have a move a little bit above before it sells. And it's possible that it will still come back here, which I believe so much it will. Now you can see what it's doing. Now you can see that this has crossed over. So I entered too early. So this would have been a perfect time to enter. And so I can say, okay, I entered too late again. All right. So that is how binary works again. So you have to be sure, you have to look at your timing, and you have to be sure that the market is meeting your requirements so that you enter spot on. All right. So the red and the green line has crossed over here. See, it has fully crossed right here. So I'm expecting it to keep coming down at least to sell so that I will be able to close in the money and make some profit. And if it doesn't, great. One of them will soon close now. One of them would close soon. All right. So, okay. So assuming we have entered at the top right here, assuming you have entered at this top right here, that would have been a perfect entry. But I was not focused on that because I'm trying to guide you through on how you can get yours started. Okay. So let us move on. So you can see that's crossed over here. So definitely we have a selling market. All right, so let's move on. Now, I was trying to say something that you don't just use that alone to make your decision. Why I was confident about that trade was because I saw this fact, this particular market right here, and I saw that this dotted line is the price movement. So, and I saw that this is currently at a resistance level. So it's currently at the resistance level, which means that it is definitely going downward a little bit for the next 2 minutes, which it is still respecting if we have entered at the top right here. So your goal as a binary trader is to check all the requirements for you to enter a trade and enter at a spot on entry so that whatever happens in the market, you are still able to close with profit, which is what I do basically. So normally, if I am not taking this class right now and I've seen this trade, I would have entered right here because I would not be distracted by what I was saying. I would be focused on getting my entry correctly. So, and that is why you also need a good network so that when the market is right where you need it to be, you are able to enter without any disturbance from the network. So you can see that if we had entered at the top right here, we would have been in profit and closed in profit. So both trades that we entered the first one way too early and we entered the second one too late. Now that is how binary works because it's a time-based market. All right, so you can see how it has respected the crossover here and it sold. And you can also see how it respected this resistance level here and it sold. Now, let me explain better the resistance level. If you notice that there is no nearby, can you see how the market is really selling? So you can see how we entered too early and too late. So assuming that you are about to pick a trade and you can't see this candle clearly because it's too far from this, you can come and adjust your timing to probably 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So on 3-minute chart, you are able to see that this level here, let me draw something there so you can see it. So you'll be able to see that this level here is the resistance. Can you see that? So that was the resistance I saw on 1 minute that gave me the confirmation that it's time for the market to sell. Now, does that mean you have to keep using 2 minutes to pick your trade all the time? No. You can decide to be doing your market analysis on 3 minutes and be picking your trade for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It depends on what works for you. I prefer to do my analysis on 1 minute, enter my trade on 2 minutes, and within 2 minutes, I'm in the money already. All right. So you can choose to say that, okay, fine. For me, I don't like the pressure that comes with 1 minute and 2 minutes. I want to expand. I want to do 5 minutes. There was a time I was doing 5 minutes and entering a trade of 15 minutes. Yeah. If I want to be sharing signals, I'm going to be doing that 15-minute kind of trade. So I will do the analysis on 5 minutes and I'll pick the trade for the next 15 minutes. So within 15 minutes, you are in the trade. You're either making money or not. So this is how the 5-minute chart looks like. So if I'm going to be trading on the 5-minute chart, I would have entered right here as well, and I will leave the trade to run for either the next 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And can you also see that this area where we entered is also respecting a support here support here, resistance here, and resistance here. So you can see that this is actually a good market setup. The reason why we lost was not because it's a bad setup, but because we entered too early. Our timing was wrong. All right. So choose your. The reason why you have this demo account is simple. The demo account is there for you, so you can choose. You can test whatever you want to test. I spent a lot of time on demo before I went live. And you can see how in a matter of 2 days, I took $150 or $300 on binary trading. I won 9 trades out of 10 on the first day. On the second day, I won 7 trades out of 11 and making a total of about 70% accuracy rate. And I doubled my trading account. Now, you have to learn that you are not here to rush your way to money. You are here to master the system, the strategy. And once you are able to master the strategy, you will definitely be able to make money. I get a lot of questions like, will $10 be enough? Will you not lose everything? And I keep replying that if you follow this thing religiously, you will definitely make money. Now, one of the things you have to follow religiously is that if you're using a $10 account, don't invest more than $1 per trade. Don't invest more than $1 per trade until you get to $20. When you get to $20, invest just $2 per trade. Another thing that can help you is that stick to 10% investment per trade so that you are only risking 10% of your capital on every single trade. Okay. Now, having said that, there's another thing we need to also learn. Let's go back to our 1 minute chart. Now, you need to understand the trend of the market so that you are not trading against the trend. Now, this is an uptrend market, but we had a retracement here, which was what we're looking out for to sell and to make our money within 2 minutes. All right. Now, since it has retraced here and this is done, if you see a setup like this, don't stress yourself. Just look for another setup and look for how you can enter another setup. So let's see if we can pick another, let's see if we can find another setup in the market and see if we can still pick another set of trades before we close this, before we move on to the next strategy I want to teach. All right, this is another perfect looking one. Now look at this particular one as well. Look at the fact that, let me draw something here. You don't have to draw this always. You can just use your eyes to gauge it. Look at this right here. Sorry. Okay. You can see the price is, sorry. You can see the price is currently around a support. This is a support here. This is support here, this is support here, and price has broken that support. Now that price has broken that support, what do we do next? Is price going to come here? Probably, most likely, because this is a downtrend. It came up, it might continue downtrend as well. So what do we do here? We either wait for this market to keep coming down as a sell down to the next available support, or it retraces this support and becomes a resistance. So now the first requirement has been met, which is it is an oversold market. It's an oversold on Kettner and it's oversold on stochastics. So it is oversold both in Kettner and it is oversold both in stochastics. Now, can we jump in? No. If you jump in, you can get burnt. So the next thing I'm looking out for is we have seen that market is at a support, and it has broken through the support level. So we are either hoping that it will continue to sell down to this level, or it will retrace this support level. Now, if you are not sure, don't force the trade. There will always be a trade. This market runs 24/7, even on weekends. All right. So you can decide that, okay, I'm not going to force any trade. I'm just going to relax and calm down and let the trade come to me, which a very good trader should. That's what a very good trader should be doing. Okay. Now the market is always there, and that is why you need to be disciplined. For me, what I do is I tell myself that every single day I am not going to pick more than 10 trades per day. I am not going to pick more than 10 trades per day. So because of the fact that I am not picking more than 10 trades per day, I am not going to be picking trades at random. I'm going to be making sure that when I see a trade to pick, I check all the requirements. If I have 5 requirements, I make sure that 4 over 5 of the requirements is met. If 4 over 5 of the requirements is not met, I don't pick the trade. I have the whole of 24 hours to pick just 10 trades. So I can decide to be picking trade every 2 hours, and I'll still meet up my 10 trades in a day. All right. So you don't need to force your trade. One of the reasons why people lose money in binary is because they want to pick trade everywhere in the market, anytime, anywhere, everywhere, every time. That is one of the biggest way. That is one of the biggest way to lose all your money in the binary market. In the binary market, you have to treat it like a business. You have to look at your entry requirement, your timing, and be sure that fine, this thing is spot on, and I'm going to be entering this trade. You can see that it's broke through the support and has retested the support. So if you had bought right here, you would also be in the money. All right, so that is another one for us to learn. Now, let me just add the last indicator, and then we can see how we can combine the two. Now, the last indicator is the moving average. The moving average, you have the moving average, and then you're going to change it to exponential moving average. I'm going to change the first one to 8. You can change the color to this, and you can thicken it a little bit so you can see it clearly. Now, I opened 2 moving average, right? So let's edit the third one, the second one. So you also change it to exponential moving average, and you choose 60. All right. So you also can also make this yellow, and you can thicken the color. All right. So we have all our indicators on the screen. Now let me remove Keltner and stochastics, and let me show you how you can use exponential moving average alone to enter your trades. Now, we are going to see if we can find trades to pick with this. But the major thing you are looking for, if you are using exponential moving average alone, is you are looking for crosses like this, like this, like this. So what do you do when you see a cross? When you see a cross like this, you just buy for the next 2 minutes. Simple as that. When you see a cross like this, you sell for the next 2 minutes. When the yellow is crossing below the blue, you buy. When the yellow is crossing above the blue, you sell. So you can see that every time there was a crossing here, it's sold. Every time there was a crossing here, you can see it crossed around here. So you buy it for the next 2 minutes and you're in your money. It crossed around there and you sell for the next 2 minutes and you're in your money. So let's see if we can find. This is one of my simplest strategy anyway. So if I don't want to stress myself, I stick to this strategy alone for the whole of the day. Like for the whole of the day, I just look for crossing. I just look for crossing everywhere. And once I see a crossing, I just enter the trade and I close my eyes to it. All right. So let's see if we can find an example of trades to pick. This is, like I said, this is very easy. Now, this is a crossing example that we're having here. So it has crossed. So we just buy for the next 2 minutes. It just crossed with this. It's crossed around here, so we should still be able to make something out of this trade. So let's see, the trade is going to run for the next 2 minutes. It has crossed right here, right? So let's see how it's going to run. We buy. Like I said, it's crossed. The yellow crossed below the blue. It has crossed and come below the blue. So we buy for the next 2 minutes. So let's see if we can find another setup that can. Okay, this one is about to cross right here. So if it continues to go up and it crosses, then would enter as well. Now, you need to also understand that the principle of support and resistance also works here. So once there is a cross and the cross is at a support and resistance, it is wise for you to see what's going to happen at that support and resistance level. Now, looking at this, for example, the trade we picked, for example, the cross happened right above this support. So that means the price has broken. Okay, the cross happened right here. We entered right here and price has broken through the support. So you can see resistance, sorry. So you can see how we are making our money, and it's cool. So you can choose to stick to this crossing strategy alone. All you are looking for is simply a crossing. All you're looking for is simply a crossing. So once you see a crossing, you enter the trade. And once you enter the trade, you close your eyes for the next 2 minutes and you're in the money. Now, the same thing happens, is the same thing for this as well. This is also about to cross. In fact, this has crossed. This has crossed. But should we enter? Let's see. The market seems to be retesting. All right, so we can enter because this is at a resistance. Yes, this is a resistance here. It came back to test it and then it's going up. So we've entered 2 trades now using this crossing strategy. All right, so let's see how it's going to close. The first one will close in the next 3 seconds, and wow, it closed us in loss. That's strange. All right, it closed us in loss because we did not put into consideration the resistance level. resistance level. So that's why I keep emphasizing, I keep repeating to you that be sure you are checking all the requirements. This is not my normal trading time, so just pick the lessons. And for those on my group, we are going to be doing a follow-up on every trade we're picking. Now you can decide to combine this with your Ketna. How? Let me just include the Ketna on the screen. That's the Ketna. Remember, I would like to make this thick, and I'll make it green. I'll make this green as well. This is green as well. This is blue. So I've added my Ketna. What about my stochastics? All right, this is my stochastics. All right, so change this to 80 and change this to 20. You also need to understand something, that there is no 100% perfect strategy. So you see that despite the market closing not in loss, it has gone back up. So assuming we're still in the trade. Now, you don't have to stick to 2 minutes. Let me say that you can decide to increase it to 3 minutes. So if you had this at 3 minutes right here, 1, 2, 3 would have been back in profit. The same thing for this. All right, this one is back in profit now. So it will be closing in the next 10 seconds. So we are good to go. So you can see how the crossing is working effectively. Now, remember that we entered this trade. We entered this trade because of the crossing, right? Okay, we've closed in profit. Awesome. You remember that we entered this trade because of the crossing. I used yellow and blue for the crossing lines, EMA 8 and 60. You can see the yellow and the blue. I'm teaching how you can combine the two now, both Emma and Ketna. Now, you can see the crossing made us to buy, and we bought, closed in profit. Now, remember I said when it is above Ketna on the upper channel, you're having an overbought market. Now, the market is currently an overbought market according to Ketna. But according to stochastics, it is not overbought yet. It was overbought around there. That was why it came down to back inside. It came back to leave the overbought region. That was what happened with this, and it went back again. Now, what I'm going to be looking for now, if I want to still pick this particular market, is I'm going to wait for when stochastics is indicating an overbought market, if it ever indicates an overbought market. If it doesn't indicate an overbought market, I simply look for another market to trade. So with this combination now, I can pick trades when there is a crossover on MA8 and MA60, and I can pick trades when there is an overbought and oversold in Ketna and stochastics. That is how I combine it too. And don't forget, there is never a 100% strategy. Don't let anyone deceive you that there is a 100% strategy. You can see for yourself how we pick our first 3 trades and they're all closed in loss, and we pick one trade and it's closed in profit. Now, over time, I need to go now. So over time, I'm going to be dropping videos for us of live trades we pick, so we can keep learning by the day. So once in a while, I'll pick trade. I'll drop videos that uses MA8 and 60 alone, and also I'll also drop videos that uses Ketna strategy alone. So for now, I've tried to introduce you to the 2 strategies, and my goal for you is to be disciplined with your trading. Don't look around. Don't stress yourself by looking for a 100% strategy, because you will never find a 100% strategy. Quote me anywhere, you will never find a 100% strategy. The only thing you can do is to master one particular strategy and be a master of that strategy. So you can choose to master MI8 and 60 and be a master at it, or you can choose to be master Ketna and stochastics and be a master of it, or you can combine both together and master how to use both. I hope to see you in my next videos later on, and I really hope that you will stick to being disciplined and being consistent. I really hope you'll be disciplined and be consistent, because without discipline, without consistency, no matter the strategy you are using, you will not make money. You will not make money. All right. So with this few points of mine, I hope I've been able to introduce you to a strategy in binary that you can use to build something good for yourself. Now, you can see that the market is approaching an oversold region, which is also coming to be, excuse me, excuse me, it is also around a resistance. Can see around the resistance. So what I need to do now is I'll just look for a good entry and I'll sell. I'll look for a good entry and I'll sell. One of the ways to find the perfect entry or a good entry is when you see that the market has approached the resistance and it is at the top, at the peak, just sell. So assuming we have sold right here, we would be in the money. However, it would have come back. Now, one of the ways to reduce your stress level in binary trading is to be sure that the trade has met up your requirement. Be sure it has met up your requirement. If this spikes up one more time and the overbought condition goes higher than this, can you see what I'm saying now? The overbought condition is moving above now. So it's possible that we'll find a good entry around here. So if I'm going to pick this trade, I would like to sell at this top. All right, so you can see I sold at the top now. Let's pick this one last trade and let's see if we can end the video right there and move on. And then, like I said, so watch out for my subsequent videos. I'm going to be doing videos subsequently on how you can either use EMA 8 and 60 alone. Remember the reason why I picked this trade. All my 3 requirements were met in this particular trade. Number 1 requirement was that it's an overbought market for Ketna, and it's also overbought for stochastic. So that's 1 and 2 requirements. The third requirement is that it is at a resistance. This is a resistance here. This is a resistance here, and it is at a resistance level. So those are the 3 requirements for me entering this trade. The 4th requirement would have been a crossover, but the crossover already happened and we already bought and made money from the crossover. Now the crossover may not need other requirement because most of the time whenever there is a crossover on EMA 8 and 60, it simply respects the crossover before it continues to do whatever it wants to do. Do you understand? So just try to figure, if you don't like stress, at all, you can stick to your EMA 8 and 60 crossover. So once you just see a cross, you just enter the trade, and that's all you do. But if you want to use Ketna, you have to be sure. And of course, even if you're using EMA 8 and 60, you have to watch out for support and resistance levels. Because if you don't watch out for support and resistance levels, even though there's a crossover, the support and the resistance levels would cancel your crossover, or it will cancel your crossover requirement. So you have to watch out for the crossover requirement and be sure that the market is in a good condition for you to enter. You can see that I'm not stressing myself on this trade. We entered at this is what they call a spot on entry. A spot on entry. We entered at the top. We saw the overbought at Ketna, we saw the overbought at stochastics, and we saw that it is at a resistance. If you look from past, let me try to, so we close in profit. This is a resistance here, a resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and it's closes in profit. So you can see that it's as simple as that. So if I continue with this, I'm going to recover. My target is 10 trades a day. I already picked 5, lost 3. If I continue like this may be the only 3 I'm going to lose for the whole of today, and I will end up winning 7. I will end up winning 7 trades and losing just 3. So because I lost my first 3 trades does not mean that the strategy does not work and I don't get discouraged, as long as I am using a proper money management, which is 10% of my equity. The only thing that can make you get agitated and nervous is if you start risking more than your account can carry. All right. So whatever strategy you want to follow, stick to 10% of your capital. Stick to 10% of your capital. Don't risk more than 10% of your capital. All right. So I hope you have been able to learn something, and I hope that very subsequently we are going to be having time to be able to learn together. I'm going to be dropping videos on my YouTube. There'll be a private video so that only those who have funded binary account will be able to watch the video. Like this one in particular now is going to be on my YouTube, but it's going to be a private video. Probably in the next 5 years, I can make it public, but for now it's private because I want people who are really, really trading. I don't want people who are looking for different strategies to just watch my video and drop comments anyhow, except I decide to make it public anyway. But for now, it's a private video, and if you are watching this, that means you have a funded account. Hopefully you have not blown your account. All right, so very soon I'm going to be sharing some other strategies that I've learned. I've learned a lot of things from this particular strategy, especially if you are not looking for this crossover alone. I've learned how this Ketna, EMA 20 and EMA 8 crossover can also make you enter trades, and also how EMA 60 and EMA 20 can also help you pick trades. So but stick to what I've taught you, stick to the basics. Over time, as we grow together, I'm going to exposing us to all of those things as well. All right. So I hope to see you in my next video, and I hope to see you in my next class. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful night, and enjoy yourself. And make sure you are disciplined and consistent and you're focused. And I hope to see you are making money as well. I celebrate you.